Barry is short for Bernard. Bernard?
Bernard?
That's Barnyard.
The boy's name is Barnyard Reynolds.
Welcome to DungeonBrew.
Welcome to our next episode here on DungeonBrew. We are going through the Dance of Madness, and we are happy to have you back. Remember to like and subscribe, and we are going to get started.
So we find ourselves.
So,
I guess I did something. So, yeah, wow.
Lead us in, Todd. Goddamn.
So, here we go.
Here we go.
Last time we left them, they had made it to Hank's residence, and they had been explored. They found out, or found some different information about the various happenings within Chaplin and learning more about Hank. And they decided to take a rest in his house. Not that it was probably the best kept house out of a madman's fantasy or something, but nonetheless, they found a place that they wanted to rest because there are crazy shadow creatures all around that might try to kill them, and they all seem to sleep like a baby, so congratulations. They wake up in the morning, and unfortunately, while there is probably nothing to eat in this house that I would actually want to eat, they decide to have a little bit of powwow and kind of gather together and think about what their next moves are.
Yes, Simon will make his way to a nearby
I
chair.
slept like a wee child. Well,
Simon's gonna make his way to a chair, I imagine, in some form of sitting room nearby, greatly missing his feathered bed back home. And we'll kind of raise an eye at Declan before he takes a plop down, thumbing his thumb against his book that he found on Muses as he orients himself.
So, Jack Leonard, and he's more just kind of, I'm looking through stuff. I'm actually looking for, like, pipe tobacco, cigarettes, like anything. I'm out, so I don't have anything. So he's just kind of scrounging through, not saying a damn thing to anybody at this point. He's just looking for some kind of tobacco.
Theo will come in and stand behind Simon and just kind of wait for the discussion to start.
I'm in a chair, he just starts massaging me. Excuse.
Do I find any tobacco? Any pipe tobacco? I have a pipe, but I have no pipe tobacco.
I make me a luck roll.
Luck?
I'm confused what you came with, that you were out within like the first 15 minutes of arriving.
No, I was using yours as opposed to taking mine. There's a
I gave you one cigar.
Yeah, and I smoked it.
Okay.
Jack likes his cigarettes, okay? He likes smoking. I rolled a 98, so no, that was a very poor roll.
You find 2 packs of cigarettes. One of them is empty, and the other one, as you pick up, like this cockroach crawls out of it, and a little bit of ooze pours out of it. But there are cigarettes in there.
I'm gonna light one.
Oh God!
Do they light?
Let me try to think here. I'm kind of what ooze this might be. Hopefully it's not flammable.
Didn't expect that, did you, Todd?
You know what? Roll me a D100. We're gonna see.
D100. I rolled a 51.
Oh, so the liquid actually lights on fire, and the whole thing starts to go up in flames, and there's a giant fireball just burning towards your face.
Okay, well, I'll take it and put it out.
I'll reach it up.
It takes one long drag of it before it reaches his lips. Throws it away.
I will reach into my pocket and hold up a cigarette. I have a pill right here, Dick, if you need one.
You're a saint and a scholar, my friend. I'm gonna take 2 of them. I'm gonna stick one behind his ear, under his hat and then take the other and light it.
I offer one out of my pack, and you take the one out of my hand and reach in my pack and grab a secondary one.
I didn't sleep with a shit. How about anybody else?
I slept like a baby.
That's weird. You know that, right?
Yeah. I just heard a voice in my head. Told me I slept like a baby.
So I was thinking. So the book is the reason we're here, right, Theo? You're running with that?
It seems likely,
And the book,
given that's what Hank's all centered around.
and the book is why. So the book is why we're here. So the book is what we need to take out. Otherwise, we can't leave Chaplin.
Seems that way.
Well, I don't know much about the book, but the book isn't why I am here.
No, the book's not initially why I'm here either. But we're
I don't
not
think
leaving
anyone
until we
was
take care
here
of the
for
book.
So the book's not why we're here, but it's why we're here.
Pretty much.
No, it's why we're stuck here.
That's
You ever
clear.
gone to a bar, right? Go to get drunk, you leave with a lass, and then you leave without your pocketbook? It's kind of like that situation.
I'm not connecting the dots on that. Anybody else?
Are we stealing Hank's pocketbook? I'm not sure where that one was going.
I've been in that
Point is-
situation, and I can't say that I understand it.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. It just makes no fucking
You
sense.
go for a drink, you leave with the last, and you lose your pocketbook. Where's the book in that situation?
Pretty sure the last ran off with it.
That's exactly right. You can't
Yeah.
leave the bar until you find your pocketbook.
So you're saying that the book is the reason that we can't leave the town?
Yes. He's whatever he's done to it, or whatever book this is.
Yeah, and the
Is why
book's
we
in
can't
hell,
leave.
or wherever the hell it
The
is.
Shadow.
Shadow Realm.
Close enough.
Right.
The problem is, don't know where the book is in relation to the realm, nor do we know how to get there. So if anybody has any ideas on that, and he'll look at Theo, because you're the only one that halfway understands any of that.
Right.
I thought we
Um,
had to eat spaghetti or something.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, that's
eating
what
no spaghetti.
Hank wants. I don't think we should do what Hank wants. And
I'll put
Theo,
it like this: you eat the spaghetti, you're never leaving.
Theo will pull out Hank's journal and flip through it to notes that he found regarding a shadow gate and show that to Jack and say that I don't know about location, but it looks like we might be able to use this to get to the realm.
I could work with that. There's a problem with that, though. Somebody has to stay. Somebody has to go in, and somebody's gonna have to stay. You open one of these things, all hell breaks loose. You get
Yeah,
some
we've
shadow
seen that a
demons,
couple times.
They come after it, so it's not gonna be a pretty sight. My point is, we open this, one of us opens it, the other one has to stay out. Or two people.
I certainly have no interest of going inside of any magical doorway or whatever you're speaking of.
I'm close enough to hell as it is. I'm not particularly interested in visiting today.
Well, the other option would be to go check out this restaurant before Hank's ready for us. See if maybe we can disrupt his plans there.
I was
this side.
thinking,
Spill his spaghetti on the floor.
Sure.
the book's in one of two places. I'm going to say it's at the restaurant or it's at the police station.
My guess would be the restaurant. If Hank's trying to perform some kind of ritual on it, it needs to be there.
Yeah.
Are there?
Get those Boston boys at the police. Maybe they can help us hold that portal open.
That's what I was going to ask. Are there any more of them cops left running around? Or are they all dead?
Yeah, it might be dead, but we could check.
Last one we saw went running for the alleys. He's probably dead.
But if we run in theory, we find the book, I could banish it. That wipes it out. That breaks whatever he's got going on, and we can get the fuck out of town.
Well, if you're going to banish it, then why don't we just let Hank finish his thing? Because isn't that what he's trying to do? I think we should take the book back and then potentially find these dreamers and give it back to them.
You'll have lost me. You said we need the book to leave, but you also want to get rid of the book and give it to someone else. Are we still going to be able to leave if we find the book?
Yes.
Do you know how to use the book to get out of town?
I don't even know what the book is.
I assume it's a book.
A lot of this is
then
guesswork.
I can read most of those. Whether I understand it's a whole other ballgame. What do you say we go stop off at a restaurant and scope it out and then go from there? Anybody else object?
I just haven't eaten in about 24 hours, so...
Your blood sugar's low. I get it all.
Yeah.
I will say that you guys did drive a car that would have came from outside of Chaplin, so there is a chance if one of you with the highest luck wants to roll, you might find food in there.
I have a 55.
Oh, I have a 25. And I rolled a 78.
What? You weren't supposed to roll! Jack!
Oh,
I will. We won't count Jack. He's really unlucky. He can't even hear.
apparently.
You're luckier than I am, John.
Theo?
I got a 30.
Oh, I guess the luck is on me. I don't have high hopes, because I am not a lucky individual.
Wow.
No.
So
2-star success with a 23.
Yeah. You will find some beef jerky and some, I'm trying to think, whatever dried foods might be in there that keep a little bit longer. Crackers.
Hardtack, corn pone.
Sure. And then you might even find a jug of some water.
Okay.
Got a jar of molasses.
Yeah.
Jar of
All of a
molasses,
sudden,
that's a
Declan
lot of
remembers,
calories,
wait, in my
man.
car.
I'll dig through and pass out rations for breakfast and take a spoonful of Epsom salt with some water. I'll be good to go. Be back in fighting shape again.
Breakfast
And you know
of
what?
kings.
With that roll, you will also find, a couple of packs of cigarettes.
Oh my god.
Does Declan smoke?
I smoke cigars. So I'll pass
Just
them out.
that.
I'll pass them out to the boys.
I'm gonna reach my hand out and take a couple to replenish what was taken from me. I honestly don't have a whole lot of idea of what's going on, but I don't want to kick off anytime soon, so I suppose I'll just follow you and keep my gun loaded and shoot when I'm told to shoot. As long as it doesn't result in me killing another man.
To be fair, he was gonna die anyway.
What makes you think that?
I'm trying to make him feel better. I don't believe that, actually.
Oh, okay.
At all.
I don't know, I'm just pretty sure that Jason's
Sweet
character was the one that
lies.
told me to shoot him.
I was, but I mean,
No.
I didn't know.
Jace or Jack
Yeah, it was
told
Theo.
Declan to shoot. Your butler told you to shoot.
Uh,
them.
I'm
That's
the one
right.
who told you
Yeah,
to shoot those guys.
That's right. Theodore told me to shoot him.
So as you are outside checking out your food and doing that, you will hear someone approach.
About this
And-
time that I'm starting to have an epiphany that I might be able to start writing a story about this. It might just be the playwright I'm looking for.
Just now
Quick,
figuring
shoot
that
'em.
out.
You will hear someone approaching, and you'll even hear them like, "Hello, hello," and this man will be standing behind you. He looks grungy. His clothes are pretty raggedy. He just looks filthy, and maybe he have some weird things growing on him. And he'll just be approaching. "I'm Marcus Scott. I'm the mayor of Chaplin. I've come to say good morning."
Do any of us recognize him, or is he a
No.
new face?
He's a new face.
Okay.
Does he have that dead look in his eye?
Oh yes, very much.
Okay.
And then he'll tell you that Hank told me we had new people in town and that I should come welcome you and encourage you to come for lunch.
I thought it was dinner.
Well, you can come to eat at any time.
Is Hank at the restaurant now?
Oh no, he's preparing for tonight's festivities.
Hmm.
And
I
what
see.
can you tell us about the festivities this evening?
Well, tonight, the best person in town is going to be celebrated. That's Hank.
Was there a vote I wasn't aware of?
You can vote if you become part of the town.
Oh, no thank you then.
I'm gonna lean forward and whisper to Theodore. Theodore, do you hear this fella's tenor? I could have sworn by first hearing him that it was gonna be some sort of swanky doll. I don't think that that's his voice at all.
No, it looks like he's suffering from the same thing those last poor bastards did.
I'm gonna put my hand on my gun.
Well, Marcus, it was great meeting you. We'll see you later for sure. And I'm gonna start getting in the car. Let's go, gents.
Well, would you like me to take you on a tour of Chaplin so you
No,
can see how great it is?
We prefer to do that on our own, thanks. Theo's driving, right? Or
Yeah.
he's driving?
Yeah, I'll be
Theo.
sliding in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Theo, get in the car.
I'm gonna hold the door open for Simon first.
I will climb in. Thank you, Theodore.
I'm gonna, like, the whole time he's doing that, I'm just kind of look at both of them like,
And
fucking kidding me.
Marcus
There's
is
an
just gonna keep
etiquette to the
slowly
profession.
walking up. He probably gets to about one of the windows and just kind of stares at you guys. I hope you'll come to or be part of Chaplin. It's a great place to live.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly pull away and make sure not to hit him at all. I don't know how close he's getting to the car, but I don't want to run over his foot.
Go, Theo, go.
All right, so you're driving on.
I've seen that look before from a fella who's getting dizzy with a dame. I never expected to see another man look at me that way.
I don't know how to respond to that,
No one does.
Simon.
Just keep driving.
All right. So
All right,
we're
Theo,
going to the restaurant. Did he tell us what restaurant? Like, we keep saying the restaurant. I don't know. I don't
We
even know.
have an
what-
address.
You have
Okay,
an address.
all right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just have Theo make a roll for his driving. See,
I would, Theo, if you would, I'd park a block away, maybe. Don't pull up.
As we're driving, I do want to ask Theodore and Jack. By any chance, do either one of you have a bit of sulfur?
Yeah, I do actually.
Would you mind?
I
Would you
do
mind?
not.
Would you mind parting with a bit of it?
Not at all. I'll hand him a little bit of sulfur.
Okay.
Oh, I immaculately drove us to the
Wow.
restaurant. Found
Wow.
the perfect place to park with
There
a
was
two.
no- There was
actually,
no
I mean,
traffic. It was amazing.
you have been for a long time wanting to try one of these maneuvers where you drive just really fast and you just kind of crank the wheel and slide into the parking spot perfectly, and that's what you do. And like, it's just amazing.
Just unprompted, Theodore's pulling the parking brake.
The second he parks, Jack's gonna light that other cigarette that he's got up in his hat because he is having a minor heart attack maybe at this point, and he feels like a cigarette's the way to go.
Wasn't expecting the flip.
The pitman
Yeah.
or the
Yeah. So you will arrive now. The address has taken you. You've driven through parts of, or you've been driving through parts of Chaplin, but this took you in a very different direction. And as you get to this section of town, you start to notice that this is a much older part of the town. It doesn't seem as updated in it. It looks like that this might have been part of the original town as other things have been built up around it. As you come, you're seeing this building again. So some of the roof seems to be, I might even look at the top like it's collapsed. There is lots of maybe repairs that have been done along the walls, but again, it is super run down. There's debris even out in the street, and as you approach, you are going to see two people out front. The first person you will definitely recognize is Officer Stevens. He is waiting at the door, about to what appears to be going in. And you will also see a woman that is dressed as or just dressed in like regular clothes. It doesn't look like this is someone that came in with the officers or anything. This looks like someone that's been there, but there's a woman, and she has like a little, like a small little wheelbarrow or something that has clothes in it.
Is she young?
She will be probably in her, we'll say probably in her 30s, so youngish, I guess. Compared to most of you, yes, that's young.
Simon is going to lean forward in the car, kind of adjust that silk four-in-hand tie that he has, and lean forward and be like, well, would you look at that dish? I might be willing to dip the bill after all. And then I'd like to roll...
Should be sucking your soul out of your bill if you're not careful.
And then I'd like to roll a spot hidden to see if I notice anything specific about either one of them.
Go ahead.
Was Steven... have we seen him die, be possessed in a car accident?
Last time you saw him, he was there. He was grabbed by Detective Confers when he was possessed, held up in the air being choked. And then he was dropped. He was in the fetal position in the corner, like he had lost it. And then as I think Hank I think Hank left or whatever, he started to run out. Declan tried to stop him. Mm-hmm. And it just like Declan was in slow motion, and he just ran out the back.
Yeah.
So that was a failure with a 79, and I pushed it for a success of 3. 12.
So, admittedly, at first, it's been a while since maybe you've been around females, so you were a little bit taken aback and really trying to focus on her. And at first, you really didn't see much, but then you kind of snapped out of it, like, what's going on in the area? And you notice that Officer Stevens is standing outside. He seems kind of eager to go in, but he hasn't gone in yet. And as you're checking out the woman, you notice again, you've noticed the wheelbarrow. There's clothes there. You will also notice that outside, next to her, is a pile of clothes that are just thrown on the ground. And they look like some of the officers' uniforms that you had seen on some of the officers before. And you will also notice what looks like a leash hanging on like a nail or something sticking out of the building. It's just hanging there, but there's a leash there, but it's not attached to a dog or anything.
Would you take a look at all those rags, boys? I'm curious whether or not we're going to walk in this restaurant and it's a unique affair.
I'm going to go ahead and squish an eyeball real quick.
Okay.
You have eyeballs left?
I got
he got
left.
some from the...
He found a jar of them or something.
I did find a jar.
Sweet.
I'm gonna squish an eyeball. 1-star success with a 40.
All right. So what you'll see is you definitely can tell that the woman is possessed. You will see that there is that energy you saw around Detective Confers when he was possessed. And you will definitely notice there seems to be an aura coming from within the restaurant. or within this
Stevens.
building. Not Stevens. Stevens does not seem to have any.
What about the leash?
It seems to be just
Nothing
a
attached
leash.
to it?
Yeah, it looks like it's just hanging. That nothing's attached to it.
A shadowy held demon dog?
Nope, you don't sense anything with it.
Are you gonna let us know that Stevens needs to be rescued?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that gal. I wouldn't play nice with her. But we need to get Stevens away from that.
Theodore, come with me. Let's pull him back, and I will open my door to go run forward to either use a brawl or a throw, whichever one you want me to roll, to grab a hold of him and pull him back from the door, and hope that Theodore's with me to help.
How close?
Theodore
are we?
will follow.
Because didn't we park a block away? Or are they?
We are a block. Yeah, we parked a block away. I don't know how close we are at this point.
That's a good
I
point.
assume we're in like an alley across the street or something if we're able to see what's in her wheelbarrow.
So,
So
I mean,
you're
how
just
close are we,
sprinting
Todd?
across the street?
I would say, you're fine with being across the street.
Across the street.
You kind of slowly approached, and
Okay.
I imagine that I would probably sprint across the street, but if I take Theodore, you have no driver. I don't know if you got
I think
the
you're
car
all out of the
parked.
car. You guys are all out of the car.
Yeah, I'll get it.
We walked up to here.
I'll get out of the car and pull up my gun.
Yeah,
I won't
Theo
follow.
will follow Simon. Probably
Right.
pull his gun out.
Yeah, I won't pull my gun out, but I'll run forward to try to just yell at Stevens and grab him with two hands as soon as I can.
As
to try
they
to pull
run
him
off,
back.
I'm gonna look at Declan. You know, we could have just hollered for him.
Yeah, that probably would have been the better idea. Is he going to tackle him, do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna put a bet on this, or
Cigar?
So
Bet you a cigar on that.
Oh, you ain't got nothing I want, though. I don't want none of them
No,
sticks.
I don't. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna tackle him. So
okay. So I just want to make sure. You come sprinting across. You just grab Stevens. As like, hey.
I said I was yelling Stevens as I was
Oh.
running for him, but yes, I'm
Okay.
going to yell for him and still grab him and pull him away from the door.
Okay, so he's gonna turn and be like, "Oh, you guys are okay. Oh, what are you doing?"
And I think that I have Theodore with me, so we can both brawl in unison to grab him and pull him away.
I thought Theo pulled out his gun.
I still got a hand to help drag the guy backwards.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
kind of like I'm leaning against the car, and I'll just slowly start walking across the street towards.
I'm
whatever's
going to
close.
stay at the car, and I'm just because I have sight going. I'm just making sure nothing spooky funky is gonna come and try and
He's our
eat
spotter.
me.
That's an unsuccessful brawl with a
Eat me
45.
first.
So you're just grabbing him and trying to pull him along, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's not, because at one he turns and he sees you, Simon, yelling his name, and you're coming up trying to grab him. He sees Theo coming with a gun in one hand, and you guys are yelling at him, and then I guess Theo's grabbing him. He's like, I'm sorry I ran out on you. What are you guys doing? And he's gonna go with you as you pull him away. You will hear this woman. She'll turn to you all and be like, "Oh, I'm so happy you've come. Are you here to join Chaplain today?"
I'm gonna holler back at the gal, and she'll be like, "We'll have him back by midnight. We promise."
We're dragging him to the car.
Stevens, get in the car.
And she'll turn and be like, "Midnight's too late."
10 then? Question mark.
What's your curfew?
Stevens, get in the car.
So I started slowly walking across, and as they're dragging him like near, I'm just gonna be like patting him, like, "What are you doing? He's coming along."
I'm really sorry I ran out on you guys. I got
Gonna open the
scared.
back
and-
of the car.
It's fine. How are
I-
you doing? I'm glad to see you in one piece.
It was terrifying. I wish I hadn't left you guys, but it was just so terrifying being on my own and not knowing what to do.
Did you
Some
get
of the
any-
buildings are awful around here.
if that's the worst that you came across, I think you're doing all right. Come on, let's get in the car.
But I think I just want to eat the food.
I got some beef
No, you
jerky
don't.
for you.
You don't.
You want some salt?
I got some Epsom salt.
About that time, as you guys are talking to him, you will hear the door open to the restaurant, and several people will come out. There will be three individuals that come out in their uniforms, and they'll turn to the woman. They'll start to have a conversation. The individuals start unbuckling their uniforms, taking them off, and like throwing them in the pile, and she'll be handing them clothes from her pile.
So they're just stripping naked in front of the building on the street?
I'm still standing by the car because I'm guessing we all haven't got in, and I will pull my gun out and look at the rest of the group and say, just let me know when I need to let the daylight in.
Just get in the car, Simon. Let's go, Theo.
We're leaving. If something chases us, shoot it. But for now, get in the car.
I'm not sure any of those coppers are to be trusted.
They're not.
From what you can tell, they look very much like they've ate the food.
Do they have a little aura that chick had?
Oh yeah, you would see it. Yes, there would be an aura around them.
As they open the door, can we see in the restaurant? Or is it dark?
It's pretty dark.
Okay.
You just catch a glimpse of a giant platter of spaghetti.
Just a big old bowl of spaghetti, just right there.
I just want to make sure that we're not going to have to worry about them coming after us later if we don't take care of them now.
I think we'll be okay.
So as you've loaded up the car and you're getting ready to pull away, are you going to drive past them in the car, or are you driving away from them?
Driving through them.
Oh, away!
Theo's driving.
Away!
Simon leans up, grabs the steering wheel.
Just jerks it.
Right through the right through the restaurant and everything, just destroy it all.
Spaghetti.
That's one way to disrupt a ritual.
Yeah. So he's driving away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Stevens, have you seen anybody else around besides these soulless bastards?
No. I got here when the others just went in, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do it, but I've seen a lot, and I just don't know that I want to. I don't think we're going to make it through this.
Better to give it a go than to just go in there and be done with it. If that's what you're looking for, you might as well put your pistol to your head rather than going in there and...
No, don't waste the ammo.
Or whatever.
Don't waste the ammo. Just toss them outside the car.
I think this thing only gets up to about 15 miles an hour. I don't think it'll do much. Remember, it's 1924.
I was more meaning the things out there in the streets would deal with them.
Oh, right.
Not necessarily the fall.
Why did you guys, pull me away if you're just going to tell me you want to push me out or you want me to kill myself?
I'm saying there's no reason for you to go send your soul into whatever hell they're talking about. You're going to be dead.
I a free man, not a puppet.
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a chance that you'll come back out. Confers would have came back out if you hadn't shot him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Don't think there's reversing that after it's been done.
If there's any reversing of it, that's what we're trying to figure out. But we need your help in order to do it. Don't you want to see all of your mates back in one piece again?
Yeah.
So, Stevens, while you're at the police station, do you notice... I know you guys are looking for the book. Do you notice anything else at the police station? Any drawings? Any...
There was... We looked through... When we looked through the place, we noticed that the one side entrance, it was on the west side of the building, was maintained and taken care of. And that hallway led to several offices. And there were some offices in there that, again, were maintained and taken care of. It looked like people went in there. And then that led to the jail cell area, which was also maintained because it looked like people were taken in there. But everything else was just left to rot.
Yeah, and I got that. Any
But when we looked through the offices, we did find there were papers in there, but they didn't apply to the book or anything, so we weren't really interested in them.
No weird drawings on the walls. No scratched
No.
paint.
Nothing.
No funky smells.
Well, I mean, there's funky smells in there because some of the rooms in there are rotted out and
Outside black mold. No funky smells.
no.
Okay.
How many coppers would you say are back at the police station?
I have no idea. We left with 8, which probably left them around maybe 8 left there. 3 of them are here, plus there's a stack. And I have no idea how many were, if anything happened to them when something happened to us at the Hank's.
At least be a good idea to find out what we're dealing with.
Yeah. There, let's head to the police station. Stevens, let's see if we can rescue your boys.
Said that way?
Okay. Yeah. You don't need to make a roll. You kind of been driving around the town you've been to the police station, so you kind of have an idea how to get there. So you'll get there, and you will find that there will be 2 people sitting on the front. Stevens, as you get closer, will recognize both of them. One of them will be Detective Pike, who seemed to be kind of in charge, and another one will just be another random officer.
I feel like I'd probably drive slowly up to the front of the building.
Okay.
To get an idea of what they're about, and if they're all possessed and whatnot, I'd probably drive by.
I don't feel like there's a whole lot of moving vehicles on the streets. They're probably gonna notice us no matter what we do.
Yeah, like we're not coming in quietly.
Yeah.
Are they speaking to each other as we're pulling up?
What they look like is they when you start to approach, what you'll notice is they look like just like they've collapsed. Like they're just hunched over. They look exhausted, worn out, and Detective Pike will kind of raise a head and look at you, or look at the vehicle coming, and he almost just seems indifferent. You will see that they both have guns next to him, but he's just kind of watching you guys pull up.
I'll go ahead and park in front of the building then.
Stevens will hop out, and Pike will glance over and... Are you all that's left of your group?
Yeah,
Talking to Stevens
or
or
us?
That's
Yeah,
what I thought he was talking to Stevens.
Stevens, yeah, sorry. I was waiting for Stevens to talk. Stevens will be like, yes, it was... Confers is dead. He's not like taken from the others. Confers is dead. Huh. He might be the best one so far. So, did you guys get a visit from Hank last night, telling you to come to a restaurant?
Sure did. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Hank's got the book. We know you're looking for that.
At this point, screw the fucking book.
I feel like at this point you can tell us a little bit more about the book itself and what's been going on.
Jack should kind of snap his fingers and point at Declan. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so
Somebody roll that persuade check.
I don't think you even need to. This guy is so... He's not gonna... Look,
I rolled a charm.
I feel like your man Declan over there knows about this, but some of the officers have a little side gig that we do. We round up some people, we take them, bring them to this group, and they take the people off. And what we found, they take them here to Chaplin. We get good money. They come every so often, and we just help them operate, make sure nothing happens, get them out of the city. And that's what we do.
So much for serve and protect, huh?
Yeah, they're a bunch of fine lads, aren't they?
You seem to know a bit about this.
I know what you've been up to.
Anyways, some of the people involved tend to be some of the more wealthy families. And one of the wealthy families reached out to us, telling us that we could make quite a bit of money if we were to come and follow them and bring them the book. It's the Canston family, pretty prominent family in Boston. So, they offered us a substantial amount of money. We got a sizable number because they said we would need a lot of people to come get this book. They didn't tell us really what the book was, other than this guy Hank would have it, and we would need to take care of him to get the book from him.
You got a list of those names of people you're taking?
They have no idea. They just have a list of folks they're not supposed to take. Is Simon on that list?
So wait a minute here. You're telling me that you're rounding up a bunch of people and feeding them over to whatever this darkness is, and now you had some rich family hire you to retrieve a book and deliver it to them?
Yeah.
Did you bring a
And now the
girl
more
named
important
Sarah?
question, and now the most important question, which has nothing to do with Sarah. Did somebody hire you to bring me here? Theodore, did you kidnap me?
No, sir, I did not.
Look. Your name came up as a person of interest to try to get rid of a family problem. I don't know what's going on, if the families are opposed, if there's a conflict, if there's something they want from the other, I don't know. But your name did come up as a way of getting some extra money.
Oh, so you were actually going to take him. Well, that's...
We were considering it. That's why we got excited when we found out he was here. But
That's good to know.
we apparently jumped the gun too early. We should not have come early. And now there's what? 3 out of all of us that came left?
Well, 4 if you count Stevens.
No, he's there with one other person. He
Yeah.
is counting.
Oh, I thought
Stevens.
there were 3 up front. Sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Do I know anything about the rich family that he's mentioning from Boston? I mean, I myself
Do
am not
I?
from Boston.
I'm from Boston.
No,
I don't.
Ian. So you've heard of? Sorry, Jack. You have heard of this family.
Okay.
But you haven't really had any dealings, but you are aware of their very prominent family.
These are the Canstons? Is that what you said?
Canston, yeah.
Okay.
Hanston, yeah.
I try to make sometimes my names hard to pronounce. And then as far as for you, Simon, they definitely have not swung in your circle, and being as far as away, they don't really. It may be someone your grandparents. It would be someone your grandparents obviously know.
Well, look, fellas, as much as I'd like to leave you here to rot, or eat the spaghetti, frankly, I don't care. We have an idea where the book might be. And we just need somebody to protect the door, so to speak, while we go get it.
I'll be more than happy to stand outside and protect the door with them. Hopefully they'll survive.
Stevens here said he was in.
What? I was actually gonna go eat the food.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Okay.
See, Stevens is in.
You're better than that, Stevens. You don't need to eat the spaghetti.
You'll Detective Pike will kind of chuckle. I don't know. You haven't seen Steven shoot.
He's got to be better than I am.
He's got the heart for it.
So
Yeah, it can't be
What's-
worse than Jack.
what's the plan?
Because we were both Boston PD, so that says something about that place, doesn't it?
Their training is terrible.
You're gonna open up
Just a door.
a door, okay?
A door.
And you're going through the door.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully not alone, but maybe.
None of you all are going through the door except for you. He'll point
I
to you, Jack.
really hope that's not the case.
And what you want
I'm
all
gonna
of
look at Declan and Declan. It's at least Declan.
Declan is just gonna like nod and go, I won't send you in there alone.
Yeah, see, I'm not
Okay.
going by myself.
That's
And
why
so-
Pike's going with him.
You want us three to do what?
Hold the door open.
So you want us three to stay out and not go through the door.
Tell you what, Pike, why don't you come with us? I feel like you'd be good for that. You want the book just as much as us. Different reasons, obviously.
If we don't do this, we're not leaving town.
Well, no, I'm just trying to understand. You guys have a lot more knowledge about this than I do, so I'm trying to understand what I'm possibly walking into.
So you're walking into.
You're going to hell.
It's not hell.
It's like hell, but it's not.
like hell. It's like hell, but it's not hot. And it's dark.
That makes all the difference.
Stevens is going to be like, are you sure I can't just go eat?
Yep.
I-
Shut up,
all right.
Stevens.
It's like Tartarus.
Look,
I love Declan trying to help.
All
So-
right.
Hank has somehow those little shadow demons that have been running around, those shadow beasts, the lost people. They're from a place called the Shadow Realm. Hank has bound himself to that. More importantly, Hank has bound himself to the book to that. That's where the book is. How we get it, where it's at, I don't know. But the door goes to that place. We're gonna go through. We're gonna get the book, and we're gonna come back out.
And then we're going to
Easy
leave
peasy.
town.
Easy as pie.
And Pike's going to kind of look over at you, the rest of you, and go like, you guys all get that?
Not at all, no.
All right.
I've been
just-
sitting here to
That sounds
change
like complete nonsense to me. They keep talking about
So-
shadows and realms and
I-
gates and doors. All I know is that if we don't get the book, we can't leave town.
So I just go through this gate and I what? Just shoot anything that moves?
That's my
That
plan.
isn't on our side?
Except Jack and Declan.
Yeah, anyone on our side I don't shoot.
I mean, that's
I would-
my plan.
Prefer we don't shoot anything until it's coming at us.
All right, then you just tell me when to shoot. We'll do it.
Yeah, that's worked real well for me in the past.
We all just pause for a moment. I'm over here just like chain smoking cigarettes out of my pack. I'm down to 2. I just want to be clear that you 3 had the full intent, I'm looking at the officers, to kill me for whatever reason. And then I'm going to be looking at Declan. And what role did you have in this that you secured the rich boy?
I have no idea who you are. I just knew that they wanted you and they were stealing people, and I didn't want you stolen.
Alright, that's all fine and good.
We didn't
Before-
want you dead. We were going to take you and kidnap you, and I think they wanted to use you as leverage.
To do what?
I don't know. They don't tell me. They just tell me what to do.
Just
And pay
like
me
a
very
good
well.
cop does, getting told what to do, go kidnap people and whatnot.
I'm going to take a long drag on the cigarette. Before we open a portal, can I just have 15 minutes by myself?
Theo will grab his extra pack of cigarettes out of his bag, give it to Simon.
Where the hell those come from?
He's had it this whole time. He's carried extra cigarettes for Simon.
Well, it looks like these lads are about exhausted, so I figured I'd tell them to hole up in the car and take a bit of a nap before we go and do all this anyway. Otherwise, they won't be shooting straight.
Yeah, I agree. Can you hotwire a car in the 20s? I imagine you can, right?
I would imagine it's probably
Yeah.
really easy, actually.
Well, just remember, most of the cars around here aren't functional.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. I don't want them running off with our car. They can't leave town, but I don't want to go chasing after them either.
Well, they're gonna
To
be
the spaghetti
there's
store.
cars that they all arrived in that
Yeah.
are still there.
Okay. All right.
All right, so I am going to go kicking at the dirt, smoking the new pack of cigarettes given to me, Todd, walking around the corner of the police building, just trying to process what exactly is going on. And I'm going to pull out my Muses and Sources of Inspiration book.
Okay.
I am going to cut open my hand like I have seen Jack do and mix it with the sulfur that he gave to me. And just try to see what truth is in this and summoning myself a muse to give me some guidance in how I should be responding to this situation.
Okay. Roll me.
He's on the other side of the building, right?
Yeah.
You moved around.
D100.
D100.
You rolled a 14, so
sorry, roll a 14, yes.
you will all of a sudden feel this presence come before you. And you will hear a voice that's actually familiar to you. It will be your guy that taught you how to shoot.
That's Connor O'Cracky.
Connor Cracky. So you will hear his voice, and it'll just be this voice, so that sounds very. It makes you feel better, and it's like, thank you, or it's like, oh, it's so great to be able to work with you, and it is so great to finally have someone of your caliber reach out to me. I can't wait to help you, and what can I do to help give you some guidance?
It is true, I am one of a kind. I'm just not really sure how to respond to what's happening. These men aim to kidnap me where far worse may have been done. What do I do with such individuals?
Well, if they've meant to do you wrong already, you should probably not trust them. But if they're needed, you use them until they're no longer needed.
I kind of nod. I knew I could trust you, Connor. Funny that I would find you, here within this place.
I am just here to help guide your genius.
And with that, I'll continue kind of smoking on my cigarette, listening to see if any other words come through. But if not, I'll start heading back.
And before you leave, you'll think, the book may be of importance to you. Don't necessarily be willing to give it up.
You mean it would help me with my playwright?
Oh, most definitely.
Interesting. I imagine that it might have layers to the plot that I would not otherwise be able to fathom on my own.
Look at how much you've already learned just by being here.
There's definitely a reality here that I never would have imagined. This may be the big break that I've needed in order to become all that I really can become. Yep, and with that, I will start heading back again.
As you head back, you will see that Detective Pike has brought out some more handguns. And so he will give you more ammunition and each another handgun. So essentially, when you're firing, when your first gun runs out, you can just use the second one and not have to take a turn to reload. After that, you'll have to take a turn to reload. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So he figures you guys are going in, you're going to need a lot of bullets. And I think he'll bring out some torches. He will look to Jack and, oh, these were a big help. It probably would have lost everyone if we didn't have those have the torches and stuff ready to go. But
I would imagine we probably want to set up some good fires wherever the gate's going to be put up. Or is that going to affect the gate?
Ever done a gate? I have no idea.
Regardless, if you're expecting beasties to come along, probably want to have a good amount of fire ready all the way around, yeah?
Yeah, I'd agree. You burn everything in that little interrogation room of yours there, Pike?
Well, we couldn't burn everything. We wouldn't have been able to survive with the smoke, but just having the torches around enough to provide some light was a lifesaver. At least for those that are left.
A little out of order here, Todd, but can I roll just an occult check with me doing that to see if I garnished anything or any knowledge from engaging in that act? Is that what
Sure.
falls underneath that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a failure with a 54.
Okay.
So after that conversation with Pike, I mean, Jack's just going to start piling up, finding stuff to burn, basically. Wood, leftover chairs, tables, doors.
Are we intending to open the gate here at the police station then? Is that the plan?
I think so. I feel like going back to the restaurant
Or
puts
to
us
the-
just that
or to
much
the house?
closer to... Yeah, it's just that much closer to ground zero.
Okay.
The house might be okay.
I will remind you that Greg had mentioned it's possibly doing like a location spell.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Okay. Oh,
while
that's right.
Jack is gathering firing materials and such, Theo is going to take the bits that he's taken from Hank's different corpses, and I'm going to try and locate him, which I'll need to cut my hand. I'll take 2 damage to get advantage on the roll.
Okay.
That is a success with a 29.
Yeah. So this is something you have never encountered before. You are picking up 3 locations for Hank. One of them is since you've been there, is Hank's Anks. The other 2 are not of this realm. You can't really place it, but it's like it's in another realm. But you're picking up 2 different. One of them feels like, so you feel like you sense him physically at Hank's Anks. You sense him like spiritually or something somewhere else. But there's this third thing that seems to be close to the spiritual thing that you sense that makes like these 3 points that he's at.
Can you describe the third thing anymore?
It's like it's him, but it isn't, and there's something else attached to it. Like it is something more.
So that's the lost one that's corrupting him. From what my theory is, that's where I'm going to take them.
I mean, what you think? Yeah, I would say that that it's separate. Like it's not that they're together. They occupy different spaces.
Yeah, that's the angry, weird voice that keeps coming through.
Potentially,
Hank.
yeah.
That's my theory.
Okay,
From
there you go.
So, and where was the last one located? Like we got Hank's Anks, something that's in the Shadow Realm.
If you're thinking it's a Shadow Realm, you feel that both the other points are in the Shadow Realm.
Okay, so the only thing in the physical realm that I'm getting from him is at his shop.
Yes.
Okay. And I will explain this as best I can to Jack, who will have the best chance of understanding what's going on.
And Jack, if you'll make an occult roll.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. Jack, what you're going to...
Success with a 77.
Sorry, yeah, success. What you're going to kind of get from this is that you think this has to do with that Hank's body as at Hank's Anks. That's one point. And in the Shadow Realm, you have the book, which is another anchor. And then you have Hank's essence, essentially, that's being put in both places. So all 3 of them are connected to Hank. They're all part of Hank. And with this roll, I think what you're going to gather is the source of Hank's power is the book. And that while banishing the book would destroy everything. It would also cost everyone their lives because the power to banish this book will require you to essentially everyone has to die.
Right.
But you can banish Hank from the book, which would not require that amount of power because Hank is just attached to it. So if you basically expel him from the book is what's giving him his power. It changes everything for him. So with that information, you're going to kind of put that together.
Okay.
Now, since I know the location of the book, when I go to open that gate, can I use that to try and put us as close to the book as possible?
I would say that
Depending on
you have an
the
occult,
roll for the
occult.
Okay.
Yeah, so good. That's a 21. Yeah. So with that, and that was a hard success. With that, you're going to recognize that all of the energy and everything with the shadow right now is being basically converged on Hank. So any gate that you open will take you basically where Hank's at. And so you'll kind of understand that anywhere you open it, well, I should say any gate that you open. Now, the location of where you open the gate, it's not really clear if it matters. You will feel, though, that the strongest spot where it might be the weakest to open would be Hank's anchors, as that's where one of his anchors is already kind of making a connection there. That might be the easiest place to make another gate.
That would also be the easiest place for a gate to get out of control. Because if it's weaker there, more creatures could potentially get out.
Potentially. Although you have seen them already spring out pretty rapidly around the city or town.
I guess discussing this with Jack, do you think it'd be better to go to the shop or do it here?
You know, Theo, thinking about it, you're probably right. It'll be easier to get the gate open, keep it open. But the outside group's going to have a little bit rougher time, maybe. Push come to shove, nice thing about it is we're right there. You can just put a bullet in Hank's head again.
I think that'd just be for catharsis. It wouldn't actually do anything.
And that's fine, you know. There's plenty of books there to burn. I'd hate to do that. But there's the stage. We could rip about the stage and use that. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Just light the building on fire before we start. That'll keep everybody out.
That. Just do it out in front of it.
Put it right on the doorway.
Yeah.
Right on the front door. Set the building on fire behind it.
His shop is probably a good place to do it.
So,
all right, so that's where we're heading.
Shop?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's load up. Pike, you're driving.
All right.
I think we have to take 2 cars at this point.
We would, yeah.
Yeah.
Declan, you might want to ride with the other cops so they don't try and run away.
I'm not sure they're too pleased with me at the moment.
I'll ride with them. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Here's the thing. They off one of us. They got to eat the spaghetti because there's nowhere else to go.
They seem very eager to eat the spaghetti. That's my worry.
Yeah.
They're from Boston too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From Boston. Nobody. All right.
No,
Let's see. Oh, wait.
nobody.
You're just taking in Pike with you, right?
Into the Shadow Realm. I think,
yes.
Right.
And Simon wants to stay out with the other 2 cops.
Yep.
And Theo.
I'll be holding the portal open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Can you do anything while you're doing it? I mean, are you just standing there with your arms up? Or are you going to be able to like Shakira dance but can't shoot? Like, what's
You
going
can do stuff. It's like it's anchored to you.
on? Okay.
Shakira
Okay,
dance.
so I don't have
I don't
to
know.
channel on it. Cool.
No.
Yeah.
Once it's cast, it's like anchored to you, and if you you die or if you get pulled into the shadow realm, it will close. So let's get back to this. So they're in the warehouse. There were rows of supplies and everything, and along the north set, they have pushed several of those. Oh my goodness!
Bookshelves?
Shelves,
Bookshelves.
yes, bookshelves. Pushing them over onto block the doors on the north side, and they've done so on the south side as well to make sure nothing can get in through the entrances in this room from the outside, mainly to prevent the lost soul or the people that are possessed by lost souls from just coming in physically. And they have lit some fires in case any of the shadow creatures come in to help dissolve away their protection from being in the shadows and to give them a chance to be able to fight them in the physical realm. They have moved to the upper northwest corner where they've cleared those shelves away, and they're putting the portal kind of the farthest away from the doors to give them kind of a defensive protection. There is the wood stage that's also along the west wall with a heap of clothes and just trash and things that have been taken from people who have been ended up being possessed, and they have been put again, or they have pulled out a lot of that to throw in to start this massive, I don't know if it's massive, how big it is. How big a fire did you guys make?
About as big as a solo stove.
Okay, as big as a solo stove.
It's not that big.
But
There's a few of them. It's not that big.
yeah, so they have small little fires, but then they decided to move Hank's body out of there and throw his body into the fire. I don't know if there's a little bit of resentment towards Hank right now. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyways, Hank's body is on fire, and they have now taken a position. We have Officer Stevens and the Restless Officer that are kind of in the front lines. We have Declan and Simon kind of making a second line behind them, and we have Theo and Jack in towards the back with Detective Pike. It sounds like when the portal opens, we have Detective Pike and Jack and Declan going into the portal to face Hank and do whatever they're going to do there, while Theo, Simon, and the two officers are going to be out here trying to stop anything from causing the gate to close. With the gate being opened by Theo, he is going to be drawing the shadow creatures towards him, and they're going to want to either kill him or pull him into the shadow realm. So we're going to see what happens here, but that's what we're looking at as far as what they're facing, and let's see how this turns out for them. All right. So
Theo
I'm just going
will
to have
attempt
you...
to make his portal.
Yep, and I'm not going to make you roll. You're just going to get it open. As you're doing this, you'll feel the lights in the room flicker, and they start to just longer periods, and then finally the lights are just off, and all that you have now is the light of the fires burning around you, lighting up this area. And you feel this shudder come through that you felt before, that the hair on the back of your neck, and you hear this sound, but it's you can't make sense of it. It's like this loud rumble, but yet it's also just silence. It's like your ears are vibrating, but your brain can't tell you what it is, and you just feel the pressure on your ears. It's not disorienting, but you just it's very strange. But you see this ripple in the air in this corner, and a darkness appears, and it appears that the gate has opened. Detective Pike will look at you and like, are you ready?
Well,
Theo is going to tell them to go.
All right.
Jack
So the
will
three of you
go through.
will step through. Let me get you off the map here. Those of you in Hank's Anks will be behind and waiting. You will start to kind of hear noises around you, and we will get you guys going. But let me describe what's going on in the Shadow Court. In the Shadow Court, as you all come through, it is a very strange feeling. You enter into this area where there are multiple chairs aligned in kind of a oval, but a semi-oval shape. Some of you may have read something. I think Jack may have read this about the Shadow Council. And so you are very sure that this is the Shadow Council before you, which is a place where people have been locked in the Shadow Realm as like a prison. It's almost like a punishment that many have been given, and they're placed here where they live eternity in the Shadow Realm, always being changed by the Shadow Realm, but they're not able to die, which is what Hank thinks that he was crafting his spell based on, but hoping that he had tweaked it so that he could still live in the other realm and be immortal. In between the farthest seats from you is a man, or is Hank, sitting in his throne there, and he will be there, and the other members of the council just sit there. They don't move. There's nothing. Off into the distance, you see this ever just darkness that comes, but again, you feel the sense of that rumble that your brain doesn't make interpretation of a sound. It's like this silent rumble that you just feel and you experience, but there's no sound, and it's coming far off, which Jack, you will feel that this is the rumble of the void that basically consumes all that goes into, or what everyone believes, because they don't really know what happens if you go off into the void. And in front of you is an altar with these candles, but these candles aren't emitting light like you're used to. It's like this pale glow. And on the altar, you see this book, this translucent book. It's not in like complete form here, but it's sitting there on the altar. And Hank stands before you, and he will stand up from his throne. I have given you all these opportunities to join my amazing town, and this is what you choose. Unless you've come to just bow before me in my presence to join the town.
Yeah, no, don't think so.
You got me, that's what I'm here for.
So this is the rest of the Shadow Council, huh? And Jack's just gonna kind of start, muttering, just kind of talking to fill void in space and time, because he's getting ready to pull out sulfur and iron and salt, and he's kind of putting them. He's got his hands in his pockets, and he's just kind of getting ingredients in his hand while keeping his hands in his pockets, in his coat pocket.
And he will look. Pike's going to be like, "What are we doing here? Is this like go or wait?"
I have no idea.
And Hank will look towards Declan and said, "You did come here for this?
No,
to give yourself here?
Why would I come here for that? I just want to leave your stupid town."
It's not stupid.
You know, Hank, not everybody wants to be here.
I see.
And I'm going to cast Banish.
All right. So you're
on Hank.
I was going to say on Declan.
Oh, you're casting it on Hank?
I'm going to attempt to cast it on Hank, yeah.
On Hank or the book?
Hank.
Okay.
I don't want to kill everybody.
Well,
although,
I'd appreciate if you didn't do that option.
It's not so much that you... All right, no, that works. Never mind, that works.
okay. Alright, I'm going to cast Banish.
Don't fudge your roll.
Budget.
So as I pull these ingredients out of my pockets, I'm gonna, do my thing, whatever that thing is when I cast this, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna cut my hand and use my finger, foot, whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna cut something and bleed to add to that. To add to that, I don't know.
Cutting his brow. He's
No, he pretends he drops something, goes down to tie his shoe or something.
To give
Slits
myself
his
a +2
eye.
advantage.
Oh my god!
damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're off to
With a magnificent, whatever, 3-star success. I don't know. I rolled a 3.
That's an extreme.
Extreme success. There you go.
Yes. And so you pull this off, and Hank is just hit by this, and you see his whole self quiver, and you see the book even shake somewhat. And at that, we are going to be in combat. Hank is going to call forth.
The book you said was like invisible or translucent, but
It's kind of like
Translation.
translucent.
I don't think we can grab the book until we banish Hank.
Okay.
That is my running theory.
Okay.
All right. So,
you let me know.
in there, as you guys are here, you've
So as I say banish, I said Declan, I don't know, try and grab the... I'm going to tell Pike to grab the book, actually.
all right. Tell Pike to grab the book.
Yeah. I'd rather see what happens to him
Just in
first.
case.
Just in case.
So
Mike, put the red shirt on.
I'm gonna
Pretty
switch
much, right?
this. Every time I switch between the different maps, it's gonna move all of you.
That's
just
fine.
so you're aware, even though you're not all on there.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. So we're back here. As you guys are hearing something about, I thought you'd be larger or whatever it was that was said. You are going to start to.
Did we open this to some weird sex dungeon? Did we get the wrong location?
It's so small.
What's with all the shivering?
You're
Quaking.
going to feel the creatures starting to appear, and you will see shadows emerging throughout the room. Simon, I imagine you had a gun pulled ready.
Yes, I did.
Okay, Restless Officer would have a gun ready. Theo, do you have a gun pulled?
If this is the first round, probably not, since I just opened the portal.
Okay, yep, you're right. All right, so we'll have we'll do kind of the round of combat in here, and then we'll switch over to the Shadow Realm to see what's going on. So you felt there's also like a pulse of energy shoots through you, and you see these shadow creatures appear. And Simon, you have 105 initiative.
Yep.
You are up and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to aim down this hallway to my left and fire 3 bullets at each one of the 3 creatures I see in succession. Yeah, success of 52, success of 8, success of 57. So all successes.
There's ever going to be a miss with you.
I hope not.
You can always
And that is
roll
going
up
to
to
be
100.
8, 10, and 7 points of damage.
All right. And that will be enough for each of them to be killed. Well, actually, I'm going to take that back. The fire is over. Where all did you set fires?
I set 2 fires. One here and I thought we set somewhere over here. There should be more than one.
One
But
on the
here on the stage area?
Yeah.
And probably over on this side of the room, yeah?
Or did you put one over
Cover
here on
the
this side of the room?
rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they would then be dead. You take them out, and they are gone. That brings up Restless Officer, and with these shelves being down, even though it looks like they're up on the map, he will look to them, and he will make his shot, and he misses. Officer Steve.
That's a level 2 officer, guys.
And Stevens is up, and he will make his.
Come on,
Oh,
Stevens.
I gotta okay.
You're going to do a lot of heavy lifting out here, Joshua.
And he does not hit anything. And
so,
which
just for clarity here, we had 2 failed rolls. Each of them rolled a 71 and a 70, respectively.
Yeah.
Mhm.
oh, sorry, yes. Thank you for reminding me to do that. And then let's see here, Theo. What is your initiative?
It's Dex, right?
Yeah,
55.
55. Okay. So what do I have for theirs? Not that since you just did the spell, you're not going to really be able to have an action this.
Right.
I'm just looking at where they fall. So okay. So they
I'd
would
really
be
just
up
pulling
next.
my gun anyway.
The first shadow is going to move up here to Officer Stevens and going to attack him.
Oh god.
Ouch.
Oh man, they're a better aim than apparently the officers. Oh, I did not mean to do that twice.
Yeah, they are.
With a
Okay.
amazing success
Woo!
of 3 stars.
He takes a
Whatever
hit,
that term is.
and another one
Magnificent.
moves up.
Magnificent.
Thrilling.
Fancy.
And I forgot to make that. So he made a 4 for that one. So this one is rolls a 67 and misses. And the last shadow, he's an innocent shadow, moves up and is also on Stevens. Stevens is being targeted here because he missed them. And that one does hit with a 21 and another 2. And Stevens is taking some injuries here. So that will bring up the end of that round. Let's shoot back over here to the Shadow Court. In the Shadow Court, you have shadows appearing around you all.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It's probably fine.
If Simon were in there, it would be.
So there are shadows that have appeared here.
So did Hank not get banished by Jack's thing?
Doesn't sound like it.
It may be that he is strong enough that you're going to have to do more than once. Like he could be strong enough that it takes more than one banishment to try to break through him. All right, Detective Pike is up first, and you all are facing the Shadow Council, that semi oval around you, with Hank in the kind of the in between the farthest 2 seats. And then you have these shadow creatures who have appeared around the room, and they are kind of a little bit of ways, but they are in a semicircle around you. And they're up and...
Did the entrance party take any fire with them?
We did, and I just thought of that. Didn't take a torch
They
or
didn't,
anything.
but one thing that you will notice in the Shadow Realm, these creatures are not cloaked in shadows.
Isn't everything?
Well, but here in their natural realm, they're in their natural form. So you can see them. They don't have like the shadow magic protecting them because they're not in the other realm. So
That's convenient.
it's their natural state. Gosh. Anyways, so they are there around you. Detective Pike is up, and he will get his gun ready.
The Boston PD in this are so bad.
He shoots, and he does not hit anything.
He hits some other shadow way off in the distance.
He rolls a 85 and misses. Maybe even banks one off the chair of one of the Shadow Councils. I don't know if that's bad luck or anything, but he did not hit anything.
Even bigger.
And Declan, you are up.
Okay.
Did Hank not go up and get the book like I told him to?
No, he's...
Oh no,
he's
these
a-
creatures appeared. Pike didn't. These creatures appeared. He
Pike,
started
sorry.
shooting.
Okay.
Sorry,
No, it's okay. He can't run and shoot apparently at the same time. But given that shot, maybe
Well,
not.
actually, yeah, that was what he said, and he was going to do that. So I will actually move him. He does move up, but he shoots at them.
All right, I'm just aiming for 3 different ones. I land 1 shot. I have 2 failures. Well, how'd that work? Oh, two failures in the 90s and 1 success at 50.
All right.
So I'm guessing that that's
no.
probably the center. I'm just aiming for the closest 3, so I probably got the one in the middle.
All right. And, takes 10 damage.
Rolled 10 damage. I'm a crack shot.
Which one were you looking at?
There's 3 on the left, just the one in the middle, number 2.
Gloomy?
Yeah.
Okay. Gloomy is gone.
Back, Gloomy.
Gloomy, no.
That brings up the Demented Shadow. He is closest to Pike, so he's going to move to Pike and make an attack on him. So he slides up over to the altar where Pike is standing and swings its arm at him. And it misses.
Ooh.
Another shadow moves up, even gets on top of the altar, and will again attempt to hit Pike.
Ouch.
That one does hurt. And
Success is 7.
he takes 2 damage. And this next one again moves up because Pike is the closest. Is on him, and it is going to swing at him again.
Good job sending him up front.
And that is another hit.
I like how Jack is positioned behind everyone else in there.
Well, I moved in front of Jack because I figured he still has his spellcasting to do.
One takes 1 more damage. This next one moves over to Declan and is going to attempt to hit him. Now, it can make a roll, and Declan, if you would like to, you can attempt to use a reaction to dodge him.
Oh, this isn't going to be good.
Okay.
Nope.
So you might miss anyway.
Failure of 61 against a 25. I did not put points into dodge.
And
I didn't know what it was.
You saw him come up. You thought he was going to kick you. You kind of jumped up in the air to try to dodge it, and he punches you instead. And you are going to take
1 damage. 2 damage.
2 damage.
It's always 2 damage.
Then the next shadow is going to move up on you again, Declan.
Okay.
And it is going to swing again at you. Or swing. This one's going to swing at you.
Oh, good, it missed.
Yep. And so it missed with the 67. And Declan has 2 shadows. Pike has 3 on them. And Jack is in the back. Hank does not act. It looks like maybe he had brought these shadows to him, and that was his action in this combat round. So we're going to move on to the next round and jump back here at Hank's Angst.
Declan, how's your sanity holding up?
Not good. Not good. I don't think I've actually lost sanity from anything that's happened here, but it just is never in a good place.
Would traveling to another realm not test your sanity?
It probably would, yeah.
Want me to roll sanity?
But sure, go ahead.
We all probably should.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah, mine's fine.
Jack made it.
Go, Jack.
Ooh!
Declan made it. Look
Declan
at
made
that.
Nice.
Rolled a 22 against a 23.
There you
My
go,
28
Declan.
against an 80 seems pretty measly compared to that. Declan steeled himself for this.
Yeah, apparently.
He had to.
As this round begins, we see some shadow beasts have emerged, and they are now in the room with you all. And you can... Are you able to see them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The tracker didn't show that they were. So, it looks like Simon is up
Yep,
with the highest.
I'll raise my revolver against the 3 that are around Stevens to fire the last 3 shots in that
All right.
revolver. And it looks like that is going to be all successes.
Of course.
51, 29, and a 53.
Yep, 51, 29, and 53. And damage is coming in at a 4, a 3, and a 6.
All right, so 4 will be enough to take out this one. And the 6 will take out the Innocent Shadow. The Zen Shadow is still holding on, but looks pretty rough. Will put... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, do I have movement as well
Yep.
in my round? Okay, I'm going to just move around this bookshelf and come back up this direction. Just walking around it.
I don't think those bookshelves are there right now. They've been moved.
Oh, are they? Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to come back this way to get closer to Theodore, so I am protecting his 6.
All right. The Restless Officer is up. And he is going to... Let's see what he's got here. He is going to come up... Or no, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot his gun. Let's hope he... All right. And he realizes that he can actually shoot more than once. So we're going to go ahead and have him shoot 3 times because it doesn't let me just automatically roll that. Then one is a hit.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. And he shot at one of the shadow beasts. So he is able to roll damage here. Okay, we got a 7 and a 5, and both are enough to kill those creatures.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which then brings up Officer Stevens, who will shoot his gun, and he will shoot 3 times since he remembered how to do that. And he will be aiming for the 2 shadow BCCs. So, or actually he's aiming at the 1. So he hits 1, and he's going to roll his
looks
damage.
like you're using Detective Pike.
Did I hit Pike?
Okay. Do those stats
They have
matter?
the same. They're the same.
Okay.
I think
Those
his
count.
hit chance is a little bit less, but he rolled so well on that it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So he hits one of the beasts for 2 damage, and it is still up, and that's going to bring up... Let's see here. Thea, what's your...
55?
Did you pull out your gun this round?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would move you up. So you are up, Thea, with your gun.
Okay, so I don't do this very often. Just in the combat, I hit the 45 revolver? Or do I hit... No, yeah, I hit that. I have not selected a target.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to multi-shot, and I'm going to put 2 in to the tense Shadow Beast and 1 into the Grateful to the south of us.
Okay.
Looks like I got 2 hits with a 60 and a 43 and a miss at 79.
So you hit each one once?
Yeah. That is 8 and 4.
Right. So it's enough that the tense shadow beast falls down dead. And the grateful one is hit, but it is still on its feet. All right. It is now for the shadow beast's turn. And the humble shadow beast.
Am I able to move after I
yes,
shoot?
you are able to move. I guess if anyone else was...
I'm going to move more towards this corner.
Okay.
A little bit away from the actual portal itself. I don't want to get drug in.
Gotcha. The humble shadow beast runs up here on the restless officer and is going to make its attack on him. And it misses with a 95. A hurt shadow beast also runs up and is able to get up to him, and it is going to swing its claw at him, at the restless officer. That one is a 74, and it misses. Envious Shadow Beast is not going to have enough movement to get up there, but does move up to get over here closer to the action. And Grateful Shadow Beast is going to move up on Stevens, and it's going to attack him. It is going to attempt to bite him. That looks like it is a hit.
I don't think Steven's long for this world.
He'll be fine.
All right, and Stevens is going to need to make... And as this thing bites him, Stevens loses his balance and goes prone. And the creature has a hold of his leg and begins to slightly just drag Stevens away.
Oh, what the fuck?
You'll hear Stevens start to be like, ah! Ah! He'll start screaming and probably say something. Yep, exactly.
Should have ate the spaghetti.
And so he is being pulled away, and that is the end of the round for you all. Let's jump over here to the Shadow Court.
Did Jason go last that round?
This will be your guys' round to go. He cast that spell, the banishment, and so that counted for his because that started the whole combat.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Theo didn't get to do anything first round because he cast the portal.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
So, Detective Pike is going to be up first. He is surrounded, and he is going to use his hand with his blackjack and start swinging at these creatures. He swings the one right in front of him on the altar, and that is a hit. And he gets because he got a hard success. He gets, not hard success, because he made melee. He gets to add his damage bonus for being strong, and he rolls 5 damage, hitting the shadow in front of him, the distracted shadow, and it is gone. And that will bring up Declan.
So, can I fire my gun in close range, or is there like a penalty to it?
You'll put 1 penalty dice to it.
Okay, but I could still fire 3 times.
Yep.
Okay. I think I will do that.
You rolled a 68, a 97, or 68 was a success, a 97 was a miss, and a 58 was a hit. So go ahead and roll your damage. I'll say you hit each one once, and you shot one in between. All right, you took both of those shadows out, which seems to be leaving a little bit of an opening. And it is now the Demented Shadow, which is on Pike. It is going.
Damn, they got a higher dex than I do.
Well, you don't have a gun out.
Yeah, that's true.
Or wait, let me make sure. What is your dex?
65.
Yeah, that'd be yeah.
All right.
It swings at Pike, but it looks like it's going to be a miss. And worried Shadow there. Wow, that came from. But Worried Shadow is going to swing at Pike, and he misses as well. Which brings up Jack. I don't know what you're doing.
So when I cast that awesome
Yes.
vanish earlier, right, on Hank, how much, like, can I tell where we're at with the book? Means that's kind of my theory. Like, is the book more solid, less corporeal?
The book did not change, other than it
change.
It moved. I mean, you could
Shook
make
or
an
something.
occult if it maybe gained some insights by doing that spell and how well you did. All right, dang, you rolled a 12, and not only was that spell so great, like it just a lot of knowledge flowed through you. You realize that now that the book is translucent because it's protected from the effects of the Shadow Realm. It can't be harmed there, so it's not fully there in the sense that it can be... Since it's in the Shadow Realm, it can't be impacted, so it's not all there. So essentially, the reason why it's translucent isn't because you can't grab it. It's just that the book itself it can't fully be there. It's almost like there's a protective bubble or something that prevents the void or anything from harming the book here.
Or you can take the book and you can take it through the portal to the other side.
Yeah, you could grab it. The other thing you're going to get from it is that while you weakened Declan, you
Hank.
didn't not Declan, sorry, Hank, you didn't necessarily break his bond to the book. He
Correct.
has to be removed from the book. So your banish spell needs to be on the book, not to banish the book, but to kind of banish Hank from the book.
Ah.
And when you
I
hit
get
him
to
and you
spell
felt the
magic.
energies and everything kind of going, you're going to feel like, oh, that's what's going on.
You just need one more amazing roll like that.
Well, I'm going to go up and grab the book and cast Banish then.
Okay.
But I'm not going to use any blood because I don't have a lot of blood left.
You will have to use blood.
Pretty sure I'm all out
do?
of blood.
Yeah, like if you use the spell and it succeeds, those materials are done. But if you fail, they're not used up and you can do it. The cost just is it increases the sanity cost on you.
Right. I meant more so to give me like a +2 like I did last time.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Never mind. You're good then. I saw what you're saying. And apparently you didn't need that. So
16.
you roll
On
a
that roll.
16, which is a hard success. And again, you cast Banish on Hank, and it seemed to have an impact on him. And then you cast on the book, and you see him like shiver, and he almost like it's even ripples almost kind of go through him, and he falls down, weakened. But he's still holding on. But he has been weakened.
I obviously I can't move, but I'm gonna say, guys, it's time to get the hell out. That's it. That's my turn.
You didn't have to yell too loud because you're like standing on top of Pike on the map.
Yeah,
so,
I'm like next to him. Like Pike gets
whispering in his ears as he's being
Get
attacked by.
You just softly stroke his cheek.
So as this occurs, you will hear it is Hank's turn. He is physically in pain and he just lets out this scream. And you feel the shadow realm all around you. Those of you on the other side, your hairs all begin to stand up, and you just feel this rush of energy coming at all of you. And we will jump over here to our next round back at Hank's Angst. And it is, we have more coming that you all are going to start to feel. This energy is just filling up around you, but you are going to see these massive shadows start to appear, and you've seen them before as they start to take form, that you know what's coming, and it is the Shadow Brutes, and they have appeared coming out of the shadows in the room and are now in the room with you. You have a beast that is pulling away Stevens and 3 other beasts that are basically right on top of the restless officer. And we are ready to begin, which again will bring up Simon up first.
Was Stevens part of this? Was Stevens part of this scheme to take me?
He was one of the officers that, who knew about it. He's with the Boston PD.
Yeah, so, I hear that voice in my head, they're of use until they're no longer of use, and I'm going to shoot the 3 guys by the shaken officer.
Okay.
And I believe that is going to be 3 successful hits with 25, 98, and 78.
You almost missed.
I almost missed. And that is going to be a 7, a 9, and a 4 damage.
All right. You are going to hit the Humble, and he will die. You will hit the Hurt Shadow, and he will die. The Grateful, Envious Shadow Beast is still up and it takes a hit, but it is still able to go. Next will be Theo.
I'm gonna try and hit the Grateful Beast. Well, can I try and shoot him without
Yeah, you're fine.
risk of?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll throw 2 shots at the Grateful and 1 at the Envious.
Okay.
So that is 3 hits with a 47,
nice.
32, 61. Looks like 5, 9,
Ooh.
and 7 damage.
Yep, enough to take them both out.
Nice.
I'm gonna yell at Stevens to get back here.
All right, that will bring up the Restless Officer.
Real
And-
quick.
Okay.
Does it take like movement or an action for me to swap out my spent gun for the loaded
No.
one the cop
No,
gave me?
I'm just gonna say you can grab it, just like
Okay,
that. That's why
I'm
I
gonna
gave
swap those then.
you. The Restless Officer, seeing the Shadow Brute appear, is going to turn and he is going to attempt to shoot at the Shadow Brute, and he has 2 hits with a 32, 18, and then misses with a 67. And oh, nice! Oh my goodness! He does 9 damage to the Shadow Brute, and it takes it and 2 of those hits, and it just looks. And it is more than annoyed now, even though he shot at the annoyed Shadow Brute. So it is now up. The Shadow Brutes, since all the beasts are dead, are up. And the first one is the Cowardly, and he moves up to Stevens. Oh, I guess Stevens didn't get a turn. Steven is going to frantically get up, turn around, and he actually is really having a bad day, and he is just going to run over. He will turn to shoot.
He's getting awful close to that portal.
And he lets off 3 shots.
Come on, Stevens. Damn it, Stevens.
And he gets 1 hit on the Cowardly the Cowardly Brute, and with a 27, the rest is an 85 and a 48, which is a miss. And we will roll damage. And he does 2 damage to the Cowardly Brute, which definitely brings its attention to him, and it moves right up to him, and it is going to hit him or swing at him. And oh my goodness, that's a 7.
A poor guy.
Stevens is just flattered
right against the wall.
Missed.
He is completely gone.
Okay.
Simon, you may have even got some Steven splatter on you.
In your mouth.
Still better than the spaghetti.
Stephen Goo.
Yeah. And the other brute is going to move up towards you, Simon. And you can attempt to go ahead and do dodge.
Yeah, that's a success with a 7.
Awesome. So he gets ready to swat at you, and he comes down, and you just... You're like, I'm out of here.
Not today.
Yep.
Thank God for that.
And this one comes over and up to the Restless Officer, and it is going to swing at him, which is okay. He gets a success. This one, he didn't get as good a hit on this time, so the other one got the 3 stars. So he takes 2 damage just knocking on the Restless Officer, and the Restless Officer is hit, but he is still standing. All right. And the third one is going to grab one of the shelves, a piece of or something big off the shelves. He's just going to pick it up, and he is going to chuck it kind of towards Simon, over the heads of everyone. He's trying to work on his
That's
row
rude.
there.
I'll yell at him in Russian.
Oh, nice.
Shoot it out of the sky.
Ew, he missed.
Yes, it goes well over your head and misses.
What did he
And so he just grabbed
Shelf.
something from one of the shelves, something
Oh.
big, and just chucked it.
It might have went through the portal.
Yeah, does it come through the portal? Hit
Yeah, you know what?
Back of the
Bounces,
head?
it comes through, and you guys just see this random thing fly through the portal. That's great.
Just bookshelf
so
flying past this. What the hell?
That is the round here. We have only the restless officer as far as everyone there, and you're gonna have to hope that maybe Simon can get some good shots off. Otherwise, things are looking a little grim out here. Back in here, you all are also going to see some different, or you're going to see brutes showing up as Hank called in or screamed and brought them forth. And they are visible there around you, and we have Detective Pike up first. He is going to take the negative and go ahead and shoot at the shadows. He will take a negative there. Oh, he does get one hit. A 87 with a miss and a 91 with a miss, but he did roll 30 with a hit, and that's enough for him to do some damage.
1 damage.
1 damage.
And
Well
one
done,
damage. And so he's
Fucking participating.
Declan, you are up. You have seen these shadow brutes appear.
All right, so I'm gonna look at Jack there. Are we ready to go then?
Let's go. Yep. That's what
Okay.
I said last time. Let's go.
So I'm gonna take my 3 shots and then go through the portal. So, trying to think here. I think I'll go after the brute over the humble shadow brute.
Okay.
And just swap my gun real quick, pop 3 shots, and then I'll be out.
You've got 2 successes with a 61 and a 67, and on your final shot, your gun actually malfunctions.
They gave me a
He's got
shite
one.
gun, and I'll so
All right.
I'll leave at that point. But I did manage to get 2 shots for a total of
Yes.
18 damage on the brute.
Yes, and that hits him pretty hard.
That's the gun they gave me. Jerk ass Boston PD.
Boston
No wonder
PD
they can't-
standard issue.
No wonder they can't hit anything. They're cross-eyed and they got shitty guns that they
Shit
don't take care of.
guns.
All right, so he is injured but is still up, and that is going to bring up, what are their? I think they're pretty low. Yeah. So they aren't. The shadow, I think, is next. And it's going to attack Pike.
Yeah, I'm hoping, Jason, that you move faster than a brute. That was my thought.
I don't know if I don't know.
I mean, I know
I
you
hope
move
so.
slower than the shadows, but I was like, the brutes, surely you're faster than those with a 65 dex.
Yeah. I forgot you move faster with a gun out.
Which feels
If you
silly.
plan on shooting. If you plan on
Now it's
shooting
just doing this?
Right.
What is- okay.
Yeah.
Just normal physics.
Yeah. You do. Everything's better if you have
Okay.
a gun out.
That
Well,
was a roll of a 68.
confidence
That's a
is
failure.
key.
The next shadow will roll. There it goes. Let's do it.
I make some of my best meals when I've got a gun in my hand.
Rolls a 34 on Pike and hits him and does 1 damage. Here's Pike here, and that will bring up Jack. You are up.
Well, I told him to run, so I'm gonna, just because I don't know what's waiting for us on the other side of the portal, I'm gonna cast protection on myself, so it's gonna kind of move with me.
Okay.
With a success of a 27.
Nice. And so, and it's just, are you casting it like as an area or
Yeah,
just
like
you?
the bubble thing.
Okay, the bubble. So it will come out and it will hit the shadows, knocking them away.
And then I'm
And-
gonna run to the portal.
It should be enough. I think it'll be enough to. They will take damage and die. And you have the book with you, so you run.
Yep.
So you both went through the portal?
Yep.
All right.
I told him last turn to run. He didn't. That was on him.
Well, he
He
was
also
still
had, like,
partially surrounded.
It's on him. That's
right,
not my
It's
problem.
on him, Greg.
So,
I'm not saying it's not.
I took care of what was around him because he was being slow and stupid. That's his problem.
all right. So you guys will appear here. And let me get you added onto the map.
I can't get over your token, John. I just see Ronald Reagan running around with us every time.
And so we are at or you guys are here. The portal is going. We'll make this our final round, whatever happens. And if we need to, or unless you guys are wanting to go on, it may end depending on what happens. But let's get where's my combat tracker? There we go. With here, let's see. Declan, you have a gun. And Jack, you are holding the book, so you do not have a gun drawn. And as you come through, you're seeing these brutes. And it will be Simon up first as you have these brutes bearing down on you.
Am I close enough? Sorry. Am I close enough to that cowardly brute that my protection spell hits it?
What did you roll on your protection?
It was 67.
27.
7.
Or 27, yeah.
Yeah, it'll move
For
it
a
back. It
2-star.
doesn't necessarily do damage,
Sure.
but it'll bounce it back. What are you going to say?
I got 3 shots left in my secondary gun. I'm going to
All right.
fire 2 at the one in front of me and 1 at the one to my right that had been attacking. I want to say Peterson. What was his name?
Okay.
He's dead. He's dead. Whatever his name is, he's dead. That is going to be a 50, 52, and a 99 at success.
Damn 99.
You were just skirting that fail there.
I know.
It taunts you all. You guys roll hundreds and
A 1, a 4, and a 1.
ooh.
Low damage.
Wow.
Terrible damage.
So 2 of them at the one in front of you, and 1 of them at Cowardly.
Yeah, I know Cowardly had been injured already a couple
Yeah.
times. Or something,
Yeah.
But
Wow. Todd, I would take 2 damage because I did an area protection.
Okay.
So I'm at
Just
2
add it to
life.
Okay.
Oh, shit. I'll hit you with a first aid
You
after
gonna
the fight.
have enough to cast another banishment?
Banishment doesn't cost me HP as long as
Oh,
I
that's
don't
right.
use.
Gotcha.
Wait, why would I have to cast another banishment? He's out of the book now.
No, he's not completely out of the book.
All right.
I thought he
Shit,
was
I'd have cast
thought-
banishment then.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Oh,
out of
if
the
you
book.
want to, then that's fine. You can cast banishment instead of.
So if-
instead of the protection spell.
Yeah.
am I able to still move him my round, or is there like an attack of opportunity if I move out of its threat range?
He would be able to attack at you.
Okay. I'm just curious. I don't know how far I can go. Does this put me inside of Jack's bubble? If I take just a 5-foot
Yeah.
step to the side. So I'll do
Yeah,
that.
you
I'll
can just
move-
say you slide over to get in the bubble. Okay.
Yep. So I'm not out of his threat range, but I move over into the bubble.
All right. So, Theo, you are up.
Does it take any kind of action for me to close this portal?
No, you can just end it.
Sorry, Pike.
Oh, right. Pike's over there.
It's fine.
But you don't necessarily know. You see the other 2 come through, and I don't know
That's
what
true.
you're thinking.
It's true.
It's your
I'll
call,
give him the round. If he doesn't come out by next round, he's stuck there.
All right, what are you going to do? You will
Not
see
sure
this
your boss
bubble
agrees
that
with
is
that.
around Jack, and you've seen that before. This green wall around him that has held things off before.
So I'm going to move into the bubble.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go up to Theo. And is it any kind of action to hand him the secondary gun that I had?
No, yeah, you can. You just hand it to him. I mean, like, well, it would be your action to give him that gun.
It's my action to give him the gun? Because what I want to do is walk up, hand him that gun, and then spend my action reloading my actual gun.
I'll let you do that.
Okay, so I just handed you a fully loaded 44 revolver,
Oh yeah.
which is a
not
bad.
D10 plus 2 with 6
Oh,
shots.
yeah. Wow. I could just hand you my gun too.
Can I fire 3 bullets out of each gun and no one?
You take
Are
your
we going
shoes off. You have
akimbo?
your toes holding them.
Want to see
Okay.
Simon
I'm
akimbo,
glad
like
you
double
did that.
shooting through a room?
That was my exact plan, except I was going to steal Jack's gun off of his belt and go swap out the gun that...
Well, I figure
was holding.
it's better
hasn't
to
used
give
any of his
Simon
guns, so-
the loaded gun. He is
It's
the most
okay.
valuable with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna reach down and take Stevenson's gun next round. So
We all
just-
have the
we're just
plan of
taking
getting
everybody's
Simon guns.
I just want to picture this. It's like you see Simon and everyone just throws their guns at him. He's like,
Simon's
No.
looking down here. Theo's looking over there.
No,
I just like it.
he's
Jacqueline's
going, he's
looking at my
shooting.
belt.
He says, "I'm out," and everyone holds out a gun.
Here!
Here.
I don't even have a gun, I just take it off Jack's belt. Hand
all right, so
I just
Theo,
like that
you're
you guys. I just like that you guys walk out and see like 12 dead monsters across the floor, and you just know I killed all of them.
I killed 2.
Here.
All right. No, he killed 3 on the first round. So, all right. That means Declan, you're up.
Okay,
You see a
well,
gun get handed to.
I have a jammed gun and I have an unloaded gun, so I'm gonna spend my round, I guess, loading my... How long? I guess it's an action to probably unjam it and an action to reload, right? Regardless.
You might be able to do a spot hidden and see Stevenson's laying right on the ground
That's
by
true.
me and Jack, and there's a gun that's fully loaded sitting with him.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see if I can spot his gun.
And one thing to remember is that while a spell may, if it does require like blood, it doesn't have to be yours.
Oh!
Wait, what?
Yeah, you
if a
can.
spell requires blood, it doesn't necessarily have to be yours.
Does it need
We
to
could
be living
steal
blood?
Stevenson's blood.
Here, I could have been cutting other people the whole time.
I mean, that's how you could have also
Declan,
been
Yeah,
eating
you
eye
can.
test,
Declan, why
but-
don't you come over here?
Hey, Declan, let me see your eye for a second.
All right, so spot hidden on Stevenson's gun
You
is
see
a
it.
34 on a 78.
All right, so you can just reload your gun.
What?
I'm just like, you pick up his gun, so just reload your gun if you want to
Oh,
shoot.
I see. I was like, you saw it, so go ahead and reload your gun. Go, that's useful. All
Sure.
right.
I mean, I can say
So-
you can grab it, you spot it, you pick it up because you rolled a 34 as a good. You can pick it up and you can get some shots off.
All right, so I will.
You can even do a little roll if you want to when you
I'm
go
too
to get
old
the
for
gun.
that. I'll throw 2 shots at the. Well, I'll throw 2 at the cowardly and 1 at the enraged in order.
Okay.
Oh,
Excellent.
Nice.
9 shooting.
Yeah.
3 successes. 9 damage.
Oh, so I rolled damage for you?
6
Okay.
damage.
Ooh.
10.
10.
So the
10
first 2 went to the
Cowardly.
Cowardly. And then the 10 went to the other one.
Okay.
Which I
Nice.
They are both still standing.
I would imagine that
Yeah.
puts me here because I had to come up to grab that gun.
Yep, but you're still inside the bubble.
I think so.
Yep. Okay. And that's your turn.
Yeah.
Restless Officer is out there. He is going to attempt to kill this brood on him. He has no idea what's going on behind him, or that there's a force field that could potentially protect him.
Yeah, no one hollered at him or
Yeah.
anything.
I didn't holler at them either, to be fair.
But they've seen it before. Like, you came through and they noticed
Yeah.
that his back
That's not
is
my problem.
to you guys. So, and all 3 of his shots are a miss. And
I think
he is just gonna bolt. I
The
mean,
restless officer shoots like a goddamn stormtrooper. This is ridiculous.
Funny enough,
But he's restless. He's got the shake. He can't aim.
my firearm skill is as good as his.
yeah, he
That explains a lot.
It does, doesn't it?
He died.
Oh God, a 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's smeared.
We're not even gonna see how bad he was smushed.
So all we see on my bubble is just red now.
Yeah,
Just
it
a little
goes
smear
there
on
and
that side.
it just kind of runs down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I definitely thought these brutes were more injured than what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things have a lot more health than I thought.
Yeah.
Than the last time we fought them. Yeah.
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 so well. They have the same health. It's just that you guys faced 2 of them. One of them got hit by a car with a force field around it, which nearly killed it.
That's true.
And the other one
Yeah.
took all 3 shots from Simon, which basically killed it because he rolled really high. So
The cowardly one's got to be sitting
no,
with
they're
like
all
30,
they're
40
looking pretty
damage at this
rough.
point.
That will put up Jack.
All right. Well, I'm going to use some of somebody else's blood, not mine. It means I know this now.
I mean,
Stevenson's.
at your feet.
basically, you could reach Stevenson's blood.
Yeah, I'm going to use that to give myself a +2 on this.
Which
and
I'm
gonna
standing
cast
over his
banish.
body, so
I'm
you're
gonna
reaching
banish
between
Hank.
my legs.
Yeah, you just reach between his legs.
Yeah.
I need a little blood,
I'm going to banish Hank out of the book
a little bit of garlic.
again.
So, can he get enough blood off of that to give himself the
Yeah.
bonus dice or whatever?
I can't.
Well,
See, you and I
roll.
talked about this, and you said that if it was recently deceased, like within a round
Yeah,
or
but he's
two,
talking about
I can
using-
use the blood.
you can use the blood. It's just that can he get enough that would give him advantages to use the higher level spells?
See, the way you and I talked about it, it was
We
you
didn't
could
talk
use the
about it,
blood
so-
for any ability of the spell, but it had to be very quick. I couldn't
Yeah.
just put like a vial of blood and keep it with me.
Right. This is pretty fresh. So I guess
I mean, if you don't
I'll
want to
let
do
you
it that way, that's
I'll let
fine.
you get a +1. So you can get enough blood for a +1. Like you just take your hand, you try to scoop up as much of Stevens as you can that's left of him, and you bring it back.
I got a
I
spleen.
will
Let's
say
do
that I'm going
this.
to add a little bit more to the sanity roll that you have to make for that because you're actually scooping up Stevens.
That's fine.
Not that I think that you guys really cared about him.
There's my
I-
sanity roll.
I feel like Declan did.
Oh, I gotta do a
Declan
1d4
was trying to
for
keep
that.
the poor kid alive.
Well, you can do the sanity roll afterwards, but if you want to make your roll,
All right. Here's banishment on that.
damn,
Nice.
that's what you needed.
Nice.
You cast it on
8 success
the
and an
book.
18.
And one thing, though, sorry, you'll notice now as you look at the book is in solid form, and when you see it, it is very worn and kind of like this, let's say, black cover, and there is this symbol on it. We'll see it here later, but you cast the spell on there, and the book immediately changes color. The shadow creatures just go away. They are gone. And you are now left in a room. The lights will turn on in just a few moments after all of this. And you're just left there. I don't know if maybe there was a hint like when Theo closed the portal of a FU from Detective Pike, uttering it as he saw the portal close, but everything is closed, and you will feel the skin on you, the creepy crawlies you felt because of the shadow magic. It's gone,
So,
and
So-
you're just left with this book.
with Pike, I think he was leaving it open for a round for him to get through.
Oh, you did
right?
leave it open, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he
Oh,
cleansed
okay, yeah,
the
sorry, I
book,
forgot. You
did
left it
that
open.
kill my
Well,
portal?
No,
That's what I was
it didn't.
wondering.
Sorry,
Okay,
I
yeah.
apologize. I forgot. I thought you closed it, but I was getting wrong. Let's see here. Let's see how Pike fared over there.
He was going first, and he didn't have anyone on him.
Yeah, he should have been able to get through
But I
fine.
guess all the
The brutes were there, though.
The brutes were there, though.
Yeah, and when you guys went through, I don't think we saw what happened with the brutes.
We didn't.
So let's just.
So
D100.
he's going to be pink mist. I don't think it matters.
He did
Give him a luck roll.
Okay, so give me another roll. Give me 2 more rolls of 100.
Either really good or really bad.
35, 197, and 3.
He does not make it.
Okay.
I mean, the portal stays open, and you guys kind of look for a little bit. So I guess the lights wouldn't come back on because the portal's open, and the shadows kind of still has a presence.
I'm only
but
giving him an
since you
extra
guys
round,
heard,
so like
you
6
guys-
to 10 seconds.
Yeah, since you guys heard something from on the other side of, is he that large? You will hear gunfire, screams, and kind of a. Oh.
Yeah.
And Theo goes, "We out," and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Because
Then the lights come
that's
on.
how Theo talks.
All right, and let's see. You now have found the Book of the Ibis. You'll see this symbol.
Does anyone else see a poorly drawn hand?
No, it's a pelican.
It's a bird with 3 legs.
Oh, it's a tail. Oh no, it does have 3 legs as well. Yeah.
Hey,
I thought it was a rake.
I was just trying to match some hieroglyphics.
Could also
Right.
That's like a limp hand. With 4 fingers.
Could be a crab with a knife.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Todd. We didn't know you made it. It's whatever you wanted it to be.
Crap with
I thought I did a good job. All right, let's end on this crappy note. Making fun of my art. I
Maybe you'll
worked
do
hard.
better
I'm trying to
next
make a
week.
book. Maybe I'll do better next week.
Looks beautiful.
All right. So you guys have the book, and it seems like you have broken the magic. Also, I think, well, there may be some of the officers that are still, but almost all the command officers are dead. So we can determine what you're going to do with the book, what your next steps are next time. And with that, everyone, thank you for being a part of this session. And we look forward to having you again to join us here on Dungeon Brew. Remember to like and subscribe.
Dungeon Brew.
Jack and Theo had an epiphany, and then that epiphany we will explain to the other 2 with the guns.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding?
I mean, to be fair, you have a gun, you just don't hit anything with it.
Theo and Jack stayed up late
It's
in the
more of
night.
it's a persuasive piece
It's
than
a
anything.
conversation piece.